test, the bounce, the test, the bounce. Nice candle there on the dailies yesterday. So the weekly candle doesn't look good, but the daily candle is a morning star here after testing. This gives me very high hopes, where the weekly charts is a bit iffish. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another trading day. And today, cryptocurrencies trying to break those highs, but the momentum is not what we hoped for, but there's still hope. But I can see the momentum is getting lost slightly at these highs, but they are not completely bad. So let's look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart. You can see a Bitcoin on the weekly chart. We had a strong candle 2 weeks ago, sort of a smaller candle there, and this is the one that worries me because it's almost a high wave candle with a small real body. If you look at the dailies, we saw the sell-off there on Friday on the sudden dollar strengthening, but yet now it's starting to push, but it's again pushing on small bodies. So the big thing for me here is that we need this to close above those highs, which is close to the all-time highs. We need a daily close for a start above 110,000, 111,000, and in the weeklies we're going to need a close above this falling trend line, which is the same level. So we need a strong candle this week, because this is a loss of momentum on the weekly chart. Strong candle, losing slightly momentum. If we get a black candle here, we're going to fade back into the sideways range. So we really need a strong week, crucial week for cryptocurrencies. Ethereum, strong candle, not a bad candle, but you can see it is a loss of momentum on the weekly charts. We do have a higher close to the move, no problem, but still the body is getting smaller. So we need strong candles here. If you look at the daily charts here, it's the similar picture. Most of them look the same. The sell-off on Friday, pushing slowly but surely during the weekend, but not convincing. If you look at Solana, strong candle, sideways. Right, sideways one. This is the one that's the worst of them all almost, because you can see here, there's not much happening there. It's really not much happening there. Small candle, not convincing, but nonetheless good enough to take the breakout if you preloaded that. If you're waiting for a close above the pattern, then this is not an entry yet. But if you look at the daily charts here, it's the test, the bounce, the test, the bounce. Nice candle there on the dailies yesterday. So the weekly candle doesn't look good, but the daily candle is a morning star here after testing. So this gives me very high hopes, where the weekly charts is a bit iffish. XRP, nice candle there last week, not that bad, okay, not great. If we look at the daily charts, yet again the similar scenario as Solana. We had the break, the test, the bounce, the test, and a morning star. Although this didn't test here, it's within this range. So we need this range to go on the daily charts. That will be a very good start to that. Before we continue, thank you for today's sponsor, Inkasu. Do you struggle with customer queries that takes up all your time? Contact Inkasu to help transform your website customer focus with an integrated AI staff member. For more info, check out the link in the description. XLM, if you look at the daily charts here, beautiful candle there. Look at that candle there, breaking this downside. We need another daily close above this. I think then we're in for something. This could tell us that XRP is also going to run. But we need this to keep going. The weekly chart, still not great. The weekly chart, still not great. We had the long black and then the two small white. But we need this to close again. Strong this week, crucial week for XLM also. Bitcoin Cash, very high wave candle last week. Tested the halfway mark, the sweet spot on the long white candle, which is a good entry place. And sideways flat. Going to the daily chart. The daily chart looks much better. Look at the long lower shadow, the bounce, and now like a morning star almost. I won't call this a morning star because this is not a long body, but look at this long lower shadow, market rejecting those lows, which is good news on the daily charts. Chainlink, terrible. Still battle with this. 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth. Usually they break on the fourth attempt. Strong candle. Bulls, not sure about it. Daily charts also not strong. We had this, we see bounce, well, price bounce, but we're still inside the sideways range. It doesn't help much. You see the sell-off on Friday, and then the week moves up the page there, Trying to push, yes, over the weekend, but I guess, again, this week is the big thing. Dogecoin, after a strong bounce, a slow candle on the weeklies, on the daily charts, nice. You can see this morning star happening here, so there is something happening. The bulls are still there, they're still active, but they're not convincing. Uniswap, okayish candle, but high wave. Small body, not that great, but yet again, look here. We had the strong bounce, the retest, and a strong bounce yet again on the daily chart. So the daily charts looks great, where the weekly charts a little bit iffish on most of them. Cardano, battle with us in the sideways range still on the weeklies. On the daily charts, not convincing at all, because there's the little bounce, but it was inside the trading range, and now the week bounce still inside the trading range. So they're really not looking that great. And then Litecoin, I've marked these two levels for you. You can see here these two trend lines coming down the page, which we're trying to watch. That one and this one. It did stall at the next one, but it's finding support now at this one. But the daily charts, not that strong at all. So Litecoin also not doing that well, and the weekly charts not looking great. Yes, you had the 50% retracement. The sweet spot got picked up if you loaded your orders there, definitely. And then Polkadot, terrible. Absolute black candle for the week, doesn't look great. Look at the daily charts, no bounce, no strength coming in there at all. But guys, trading isn't just about my insights. Please fill up the comments below this video. You can support the channel by checking out all the links in the description. Thank you for joining me today on this trading journey. Remember that trading carries risk, so never ever trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Can't wait to see my next video. Until then, bye.